Okay, I would, make a motion, well, do y'all have any changes to the agenda other than delete item 6? Then I would make a motion that we delete item 6. So, okay, then motion to approve the agenda with, item 6 deleted.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. We have 6 minutes to approve. Does anybody have any changes or corrections? The January 8th executive session meeting, January 8th work session meeting, January 9th regular meeting, January 16th joint special call, January 23rd public comment meeting, or the January 30th public comment meeting?
I have no change.
Me neither, I'm good.
Okay, motion to approve those.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, Sandy, would you give us a financial statement, please?
This is the financial report for January 31st. Each department should be at 8% of their expenditure budget used. No departments were over budget as of January 31st. Overall, we are at 5% of the total revenue budget received and 4% of the total expenditure budget used. Total revenue received to date, $3,282,676. Total expenditures to date, $2,623,013.
Any questions? Okay, thank you, Sandy.
Thank you.
Took 4 rezonings, and I think we were all okay on them the other day. Is everybody still okay with it?
Fine with all of them, I make a motion, they all be approved.
Okay.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Brings us to citizens wishing to speak. Anybody that would like to comment on any topic?
Chairman, Commissioners, my name is Jerry Johnson. I'm your appointee to the Board of Trustees of the Gilmer County Library. It's my privilege to serve as the chairperson of the library. And we also have here tonight Mr. Morgan, who is the vice chair for the board, and the manager of the Gilmer County Library, Alex Thompson. The reason we are here is simply to say thank you. In the recent budget process, you helped us out of a deep hole at the library, mainly because of the costs of the state's health insurance. And it really was hell over our heads. But you enabled us to meet the cost of the health insurance for all the employees at the library, and you helped us to continue the process of bringing our pay for employees up to a living wage. We're slowly doing that every year, making some progress. We couldn't have done it if you hadn't helped us out by approving the full request that we sent you. And so we wanted to come here tonight and let you know how much we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate that, thank you.
We appreciate what the library does in our community, and we appreciate the time volunteers like you put into it too.
Yes.
Thank you, John.
I second that. Thank you so much. The programs,
Thank you, guys.
yes. I loved hearing my granddaughter just came back from the library and had the best time. So, thank you for that.
Hi, Kimberly Reckless, a concerned Gilmer County citizen. I want to read a timeline to you all surrounding the Gilmer Initiative, the Georgia Initiative for Community Housing. And I'm gonna try to get through this without being interrupted, if you all don't mind. Around August 2019, Develop Brady bought land on Courier Street from Samuel Sanford, who was the cousin of Ken Sanford. Courier Street soon after was rezoned for apartments by the city of LJ. In September 2019, Samuel Sanford, cousin to Joint Development Authority Director Kent Sanford, sold land to R3P investors on Courier Street. On June 29th, 2021, the Times Courier article was a picture Carleen Ferguson, Kent Sanford, and members of what became the Gilmer Alliance for Community Housing and Labor. In that, they were working together with Gary McVeigh to identify locations to put apartments. In June, on the following day after that article was printed in June of 2021, the Alliance Town Hall with Carleen Ferguson as their guest speaker was hosted, and I was in attendance. And that meeting was supposed to be a compilation of young people and working people in Gilmer County who were just looking to have affordable housing. One day I'd like to do a where are they now on those young people, but I won't, I digress. On July 19th, 2021, the Gilmer Initiative for Community Housing Resolution was signed by the city of LJ at the advice of the Downtown Development Authority Board. On that board were Kent Sanford's son, who was the chairman, who led the signing of the resolution to have the city of LJ adopt GIG. On that board also was Melinda Haddon, also a GIG member. On that board also was the pastor of LJ Church, name's passing me over at this moment, but he was on there. Josh, I believe his name is. But anyway, these were all people who were members of GIG who were signing a resolution. On that day, I was there in the audience. They had invited Mr. Frady, who was then the president of the Home Builders Association, to be their guest speaker to support the need for apartments and low-income apartments through LIHTC in Gilmer County. Also invited that day as a speaker to support the need for apartments was Caitlin Neal. Caitlin Neal is Caitlin Sanford Neal, who was Reese's sister and Kent Sanford's daughter. You get where I'm going with this. A few days later, April 19th of 2022, the Home Builders Association president held a town hall. Its guest speaker was Carleen Ferguson. In May of 2022, the next month, Develop Ready endorsed John Marshall, also a member of GIG, in his campaign, and posted a photo of him giving a donation to John Marshall. June 2022, in December 2022, New Beginnings for Gilmer County bought parcels on Progress Road. New Beginnings for Gilmer County was established solely by, according to the Secretary of State's office, by Kent Sanford and Kent Sanford alone. It was also Kent Sanford and Kent Sanford alone who appeared before the city of LJ to petition them to approve a letter recommending to the DCA that apartments be approved for Courier Street. It was soon after that Chris Callahan was appointed to the City Council in East LJ. Soon after that, Don Callahan was appointed. In June of 2023, Callahan, Alan Dover, and others bought 85 Yukon property, where apartments were identified as being a good location for LIHTC apartments. September of 2023, New Beginnings rezoning application, which is now in the city of LJ, was approved. That application was placed on behalf, says New Beginnings for Gilmer County, and signed by Kent Sanford. On February 19th, 2024, R3P, the owners of the new owners of the property on Cordia Street, sold that property for a whopping $1.575 million for 6 acres after having bought it for just $291,000 in 2019 from Mr. Frady. This is a big market, putting low-income apartments in Gilmer County. They all wanted him. In June of 2024, the investor looking to buy the apartments, to invest in apartments for New Beginnings for Gilmer County on Progress Road and the Overlook, owned by city council members of East LJ, were denied because of a deficiency, because the city of East LJ said they did not want to have those apartments on Progress Road dumping in on their East LJ Road. I'm just gonna throw something else in here just to throw it in here before I move on. But in November of 2024, Thomas Griffith, a GIG member, and a city councilman, bought property adjoining the Overlook, or alongside it, using special financing only available through Georgia cities under the control of the Downtown Development Authority. In one of the articles in the Times Courier, if you'll just allow me one more minute, I didn't take that.
Can you
I'll
can
sum
you
it
finish it
here.
up in a minute?
We have an interest now by the Georgia communities who has made a donation to Habitat for Humanity, which Carleen Ferguson is the president of, to make it, and they made it, the people who want to develop these apartments made a direct donation to an entity which Carleen Ferguson is the president of. If it weren't for conflict, there'd be no flicks at all. I advise that on article item 11 on tonight's agenda, you will postpone, because that is designed to remedy for them what Widow Cooper and other developers want remedy before they come in and build in a number of apartments on properties belonging to New Beginnings and Ken Sanford. And I do call for you all to remove him from office for violation of ethics. You all know where they are. David can tell you where they are. He can read between the lines. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay.
Hadn't planned on speaking, but I'm just gonna listen first, but based on the comments just made. The article of Doug Brink, 1425 to Long Mountain Road, Gilmer County, North. Article 11 on the agenda tonight, the de-annexation of parcel 2067020. I looked at a map. Is this on Mountain View? Is this the parcel that is adjacent to the Donath property?
Adjacent to what, I'm sorry?
The Donath property, what's known as the Donath property?
So I don't know what property it's
I don't
adjacent
know
to.
which
It's
property
behind
this
the fire station, adjacent to what was the Simmons property. I don't, it's not anymore. I don't know who owns that now.
Well, there's a parcel.
The annexation is next to Appalachian Beverage.
What's on 20, show me here.
There's a parcel that's 2067020 on the Gilmer County Assessor's maps that appears to be next to the Donath property, what's commonly known as the Donath property. It's been before planning and zoning before.
I had a conversation with planning and zoning, and obviously we got our wires crossed then. But, so, go
Okay,
ahead.
well, this is that property. Gick, again, comes into picture here. In that, a little more than a year ago, a company called Boyd Cooper was looking to build light-tech housing on that Donath property. Apparently it found some defects that would not allow them to go forward. I'm curious if Gick has any hand, in the background on this, possible de-annexation, and if this de-annexation would cure, the defect that Walter Cooper found, as far as developing this property. I have great concerns with the way GIC is operated in Gilmer County. It is operated behind the scenes, it is yet to have an open meeting, yet it sets policy, it puts out requests for proposals, it solicits developers, and it goes to conferences and makes presentations about the great plans it has for Gilmer County. But if you go to GIC, the state entity, and say, may I have access to what was presented on behalf of Gilmer County, I was told, absolutely not. You were not a conference participant. You were denied access. And that came from Dr. Jerome Durham, who was the head of the Gilmer, of the Georgia Initiative for Community Housing. GIC seemed to have such great promise when it was proposed 2 years ago. We were promised study. We were promised many things to prepare Gilmer to meet a affordable housing need. What we got instead was a committee that operates in a stealth manner like I've never seen. Apparently there's 23 members on the committee. Last time I did an open records request. GIC's Facebook page shows, I think, 7. We're not told what they're doing, we're not told what they've done, we're not told what they've learned, yet they are funded and they create housing studies that move us in a more urban direction. A housing study that came out last December was, I thought, incredibly flawed and steered by 12 individuals apparently handpicked by either GIC or the JDA, as far as I could tell. Could not get answers to who picked these 12 individuals and why. It's a mess. 2 years ago, I addressed this commission expressing concerns about the stealth nature of GIC and the role that county commissioner, and now 2 county commissioners have had in this, dealing with a cumulative planning process, as well as county staff, which are required to be part of any GIC committee by the state organization. And that the fact that it was being done, that's okay. If you are open and you are transparent as a government should be, but it has not been an open and transparent process. We don't know what GIC has in store for us. All we know is it's growing increasingly silent since its setback at 85 Yukon, when the community turned out in force to say, we don't want apartments in this place that we told you 2 years ago we don't want apartments. So there are people in this county who are frustrated. We were sold something with GIC, we were promised community involvement, community planning, a community effort. And we get a stealth committee that now has 2 members on our board. Maybe one has resigned to end some kind of conflict here. But GIC is a cumulative process. So we have 2 commissioners who have been intimately involved in this now for 3 years. And we as citizens in Gilmer County don't know what's on the agenda. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, if not, next item will be discussion and possible action on a new agreement with Gilmer County Chamber of Commerce for lodging tax statutory expenditure. Personally, I'm good with that. So, I'll make a motion to be approved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Discussion and possible action on the fire truck bid. Chief Cochran, did you want to address that, or we could go ahead and vote on it? Whatever you
Nothing's
want.
changed, if you'd like to vote on it.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Okay, we had the one bid and it was an acceptable bid. 1,890,200, so I'd make a motion that that be approved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Discussion and possible action on the local bridge replacement project, Old Bucktown Road and Tickenhaven Creek. Our part of that, will be $75,000 initially. That will not exceed that. If, they end up getting the rights of way, for less, then we would get, a partial refund of that. I think it's a good deal for replacing that bridge, and I would make a motion that we approve that.
Absolute second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Discussion and possible action on a billing rate increase for ambulances for 2025. We looked at those rates and, pretty substantial increase, but it does look like it puts us basically in line with our neighboring counties. We're trying to get in line with our neighboring counties on salaries and other things. I think we're probably gonna have to try to get in line with them in terms of the fee structure that they have as well. So I would make a motion that that be approved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Discussion and possible action on the advertisement for bid of an ambulance. T. Kaufman, would you like to address that, please?
Good evening, Commissioners. In the 2025 capital budget, we do have an ambulance for replacement for 2025. So at this point, we got the specs over to legal counsel, probably not with enough notice. So what we would just ask is if legal counsel approves the bid specifications, that we could just move forward with advertising for the new ambulance. We should take delivery in 2026. It's gonna be about a 14 to 16 month build on it.
Okay. And I believe the deposit on that would be the cost of the, vehicle, is that right?
Check.
The chassis.
The chassis. I should
Chassis,
say.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Then I'll make a motion that be approved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Discussion and possible action on the annexation request on tax parcel 2067020. I'm gonna sort of hang back on this one. I will not make any comment other than to say that I do not favor it, but beyond that, throw it up there.
No comment, but that you do not favor it.
Do not favor
From what I read in the law, I don't see that there's any reason not to accept it into the county. But do you wanna see exactly?
it. No.
Okay. I make a motion that we accept the de-annexation of tax parcel 2067020.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No. Discussion and possible action on the lease with PNC Bank for 15 new EasyGo RXV Elite golf carts. Flight Path Golf Course, these are gonna be the electric carts. They've had, a demo cart for a while and looks like it would work out real well. This would be sort of an interim lease, for the 15 units and, be a 3-year lease. And if they work out well, over that period of time, then, there'll be a consideration of moving the entire fleet of golf carts to electric. Based on the information that we have from Mike regarding the cart that they, had experienced for a while, I would make a motion that that be approved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Discussion and possible action to revise the Board of Commissioners meeting dates in 2025. Commissioner Marshall.
Make a motion to change the March meeting dates from the 12th and 13th to the 18th and 19th of that month. It would change the September meeting dates from the 10th and 11th to the 16th and 17th of that month. And the October meeting from the 8th and 9th to the 14th and 15th of that month.
And this is because these dates conflict with, other activities, training sessions and conferences and such. Connie, did you have anything you wanted to?
No, I'm good. Thank you for recognizing that, John.
So I would make a motion that that be approved.
I make a motion.
Oh, then I will second it. Unless you already have.
I didn't think so, but I'll take your second. All in favor?
All in favor, thank you. Aye.
Aye.
Resolution to ratify all expenditures dispersed and revenues received in 2025 up to the date of the adoption of the fiscal year 2025 budget. This is something that we do for our auditors, to kind of make everything happy there. Is there anything you'll need to add to that, Sandy? Anything else? Then I would make a comment that that be approved. I'm sorry, a motion that that be approved.
Second.
All in
All in
favor?
favor? Give me a minute now.
Okay,
I
sorry.
have to check this.
Okay, got you.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Resolution to adopt the fiscal year 2025 budget. Make a motion that that be approved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Discussion and possible action.
Sorry, you want 3 different motions?
Yes.
Are you
Yeah.
gonna-
On that one, because we're doing the M and O and we're dealing with capital and we're dealing with the debt, so if we can do it in 3, break it down in 3 motions, okay?
Okay. I would make a motion
So
that
the first one, if you'll recognize that it was for the M and O that was made, and then just proceed with the capital.
Okay. Motion to approve the capital budget for 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve the debt budget for 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Discussion and possible action on the appointment of a human resources director. We have made an offer, but we made it later yesterday, and, we're told that, they'll let us know tomorrow sometime. So, we can just table this, or if y'all are okay with that person, we can go ahead and approve based on, if it's accepted, and if it's not, we'll basically back up and punt. Whatever y'all wanna do.
I would recommend that y'all table it, because this one is the appointment, the appointment will have to have a name associated with it, and if that candidate declines it, I don't know that that necessarily needs to be in there.
Okay, so motion to table that then.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, discussion and possible action regarding HB 581. I don't know if there's anybody in here that has missed any of our meetings on HB 581. I came out of those with the idea that, personally, that I felt that we needed to opt out. I was told that House Bill 92 has been introduced, that if it passes and the governor signs it, it will extend the time that we have to opt out from March 1st of this year to March 31st of 2029. I think that would be a wonderful thing, but we're getting really close to that March 1st deadline, and that bill is still stuck in committee. If it is passed by the House, passed by the Senate, and the governor signs it in the next, let's say, 7 to 10 days, might happen. I don't know, wouldn't be the first time, I guess, but, my feeling on that is, unless that bill is signed by the governor, I'd say no later than 25th of this month, that we need to opt out, because I personally do not feel comfortable passing the March 1st deadline on the assumption that the bill to extend that might be passed. So I'll throw that open for discussion.
Do we just need to table this and have a special call
We can do that,
to,
as long as we're willing to have that special call at an appropriate time.
yes,
Yeah.
we'll make that happen.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm good with that.
Then motion to table this.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Does anybody need an executive session?
Charlie,
Okay, action taken or?
no.
Okay. Then I would make a motion that we go into executive session with no action taken.
Second.
Would this be, personnel?
Personnel and possibly real estate.
Personnel, possibly real estate, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, folks, we appreciate it. Thank you.